Biblical Theological Training Center. Path to the Light of Leadership in Jesus Christ. Experience spiritual transformation through the knowledge of biblical truth. Find clarity and direction in your life purpose. Be inspired to be a positive influence in your environment. Spiritual rebirth. The personal transformation of accepting Jesus Christ. The decision to accept Jesus Christ into a person's life represents a crucial milestone, not only in the spiritual realm, but also in personal conduct and the way they interact with the world. This essay will explore the depths of the spiritual rebirth that occurs when one chooses to follow Christ, analyzing how this transformation affects both one's inner life and external relationships. Along the way, theological, psychological, and social aspects will be addressed that allow us to understand the magnitude of this phenomenon. Accepting Christ, a turning point. Accepting Christ is not simply an act of faith. It is a commitment that involves the total surrender of oneself. This decision initiates a process of transformation that reshapes both thinking and behavior. From a Christian perspective, conversion is considered to bring about the regeneration of the individual, which translates into a new nature and purpose. This is based on biblical verses such as 2 Corinthians 5 verse 17, which states that, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. Inner transformation. Change of mindset and emotions. One of the first manifestations of this transformation is a change in mindset. Accepting Christ invites a renewal of understanding, which allows people to see the world from a different perspective. This phenomenon is related to the concept of metanoia, which refers to a radical change in heart and mind. Emotions also play a fundamental role in this process. Inner peace, forgiveness, and joy become distinctive features of the life of those who have accepted Christ. This new emotional reality not only improves the quality of life, but also provides the resilience needed to face adversity. Philippians 4 verse 7 mentions that the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus, thus underscoring the positive impact of this new relationship. Personal conduct. Reflections of faith. Personal conduct is significantly transformed after accepting Christ. Actions, decisions, and behaviors are influenced by Christian principles. Ethics and morals are reconfigured through the lens of love, compassion, and justice, fundamental values in Christ's teachings. The practice of virtue is essential in this context. Community service, serving others, and seeking the common good become central motivations. The Bible teaches us to walk in love, which implies conduct that reflects God's love for others, Ephesians 5 verse 2. This behavior not only benefits the individual but also positively impacts their social environment. Interpersonal relationships, a new paradigm. Spiritual rebirth has profound implications for interpersonal relationships. By accepting Christ, family, friendship, and community dynamics are transformed. Greater empathy and understanding toward others is fostered, as life in Christ teaches us to see each person as a being created in the image and likeness of God. The ability to forgive is also enhanced. Forgiveness, a central teaching of Christ, frees people from the shackles of resentment and bitterness, allowing relationships to flourish in an atmosphere of acceptance and love. Colossians 3 verse 13 instructs us to forgive anyone who has a grievance against another. Just as Christ forgave you, so you also must forgive, emphasizing the importance of forgiveness in our interactions. The faith community, strengthening and support. In addition to personal transformations, accepting Christ invites individuals to become part of a faith community. This community provides a safe space where believers can grow together, support one another, and serve others. The church becomes a place of teaching, worship, and spiritual growth, where members are encouraged to put the principles they have learned into practice. Studies have shown that belonging to a faith community can have positive effects on mental and emotional health, contributing to the formation of ideals and social cohesion. Hebrews 10 verses 24 to 25 reminds us of the importance of not giving up meeting together, but encouraging one another, especially in difficult times. Challenges and spiritual growth. While spiritual rebirth brings positive transformations, it also presents significant challenges. Individuals may face temptations and setbacks on their journey of faith. However, these moments of doubt or difficulty can serve as opportunities for deeper growth. Perseverance is key in this process. James 1 verses 2-4 exhorts us to consider it joy when you face various trials, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Overcoming adversity strengthens faith and allows for a deeper connection with God. Conclusion: the ongoing journey of spiritual rebirth. Accepting Jesus Christ is an ongoing journey that radically transforms the lives of those who make this decision. Spiritual rebirth is not limited to a specific moment, but involves a daily commitment to living according to divine principles and seeking a deeper relationship with God. This essay has explored how accepting Christ alters not only personal behavior but also interpersonal relationships and integration into a community of faith. As individuals deepen their faith, this ongoing transformation becomes a living testimony to those around them, inviting more people to experience the love and redemption that only Christ can offer. It is crucial to remember that every spiritual path is unique. Each individual's experience will vary depending on their circumstances, history, and response to divine grace. However, the promise of rebirth in Christ is universal, bringing hope, peace, and renewed purpose to all who choose to embark on this transformative journey. We invite all readers to consider this journey with open minds and hearts, and to recognize that accepting Christ is, in essence, accepting the possibility of a full and meaningful life, filled with love, hope, and compassion. 4 reasons why being a follower of Christ can lead to social disdain. Declaring oneself a follower of Jesus Christ in a world dominated by secular influences can result in rejection and dismissal from those around us. The decision to live an authentic Christian life, separate from worldly practices and thoughts, brings with it not only spiritual benefits but also significant social challenges. Below are 4 key reasons that may explain the disdain and marginalization experienced by those who choose to follow Jesus' teachings. 1. Spiritual separation. When a person decides to accept Christ and live according to his teachings, they begin a process of spiritual separation from the world. This distancing involves renouncing certain lifestyles, beliefs, and values that are common and widely accepted in contemporary society. Followers of Christ often adopt principles that may seem outdated or radical to those who live by the world's standards. This separation leads to misunderstanding and criticism, as many perceive religious devotion as an act of elitism or judgment toward their own way of life. The Bible emphasizes this separation in several passages. In Romans 12 verse 2, we are instructed not to be conformed to this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. In doing so, followers of Christ tend to reject worldly pleasures, which can lead to a sense of misunderstanding or contempt from their peers. 2. Contradictory thoughts and conversations. The second reason followers of Christ often face contempt is that their thoughts and conversations are aligned with a worldview that differs markedly from the prevailing culture. While society may glorify materialism, greed, and the pursuit of immediate pleasure, Christians seek values such as humility, sacrifice, and selfless love. This clash of values can result in awkward situations during social interactions. When followers of Christ choose not to participate in discussions that promote ideologies contrary to their faith, they are often seen as exclusionary or overly religious. Furthermore, their conversations, based on principles of Christian morality and ethics, can be seen as a criticism of the lifestyles of those who do not share these beliefs. This creates a hostile environment where contempt becomes the usual response to the witness of a life transformed by faith. 3. Rejection of worldly pleasures and forbidden passions. Commitment to Christ often entails renouncing practices that are considered pleasurable by worldly standards, such as hedonism, lust, and other forbidden passions. This decision to abstain provokes astonishment and ridicule from those who believe life should be enjoyed without restriction. Followers of Christ are often criticized for their life choices that may seem restrictive or unusual, and this disapproving attitude can turn into contempt. This dynamic is observed in various social contexts, from the family circle to the workplace. Often, the commitment to purity and holiness makes others uncomfortable, as it highlights areas of vulnerability and sin in their own lives, which can trigger defensive and critical reactions toward those who choose to live differently. 4. Religious beliefs and cultural prejudices. Finally, the religious beliefs of followers of Christ can generate prejudices that result in contempt. In many societies, Christianity is viewed as an oppressive or outdated religion, leading to discrimination against those who practice this faith. This cultural context can be steeped in negative stereotypes that fuel hostility. Claims about morality, family, and justice can provoke adverse reactions from those who hold different worldviews, leading to a cycle of rejection and contempt. In short, being a follower of Christ, by entailing separation from worldly influences and the adoption of spiritual values, can result in the scorn of a society that values opposing activities and thoughts. This phenomenon, though painful, is part of the cost of living a life of authentic faith. However, Christians are called to persevere in their faith, remembering that God's approval is more valuable than human acceptance, and that, ultimately, their lives can be a powerful witness to those who do not yet know the love of Christ. Biblical Theological Training Center. Experience a spiritual transformation through understanding biblical truth. Find clarity and direction in your life purpose. Be inspired to be a positive influence in your community. Leadership the Magazine. Who is like God? He is the messenger of love.